What actually happens to your body when you stay in a stressful job for too long? So I walked away from my job early. I took early retirement in effect. And I want to tell you that that wasn't slowing down. And there's proper research behind the decision. It's not just a gut feeling. So let's get into it. So I guess the first thing is what my tipping point was. I didn't just wake up one day and decide to quit. It had been building up over, I guess, a number of years maybe. Meeting after meeting, it seemed to be going nowhere. Deadlines that mattered to somebody else more than they mattered to me. Evenings when I was at home but I wasn't really there. And for years I told myself that that was just what work was. It was something that you just push through. Something that you don't complain about. But there was a point, and I remember it fairly clearly, where I asked myself a straight question. Just what is this costing me? I don't mean money. I mean in years. And that question is what started this whole thing off. Years ago, researchers studied British civil servants. The people at the top of that system, the senior administrators, they found actually lived longer than the people lower down. And apparently that surprised a lot of people. Now, the reason wasn't control, because they could set their own pace. They could push a meeting, take a proper lunch. And then a separate study, this time out of Harvard, and that looked at people in senior roles in private companies, big firms, executives and managers apparently. And they found that the result flipped completely. Those senior people lost 3 to 5 years off their life compared to other staff. 3 to 5 years. Why the difference? Well, basically they found that because private companies are essentially unstable. You're never quite settled, are you? You're always defending your position. And control adds years to your life. Pressure without control takes them away. And that's the whole story in effectively 2 studies. So, what's it actually doing under the skin? Here's what's actually happening in your body when that pressure doesn't let up. Well, stress becomes a hormone called cortisol, as I'm sure many are aware. It's supposed to rise in the morning and then drop off by the night time. And that's the normal pattern. But keep the pressure on for years and the pattern breaks down. Cortisol just stays high all day, every day. Hit your 50s and your body loses some of its ability to bring that back down on its own. And here's the part that matters most for men. High cortisol suppresses testosterone. Less drive, less muscle, more weight around the middle. Tell me about it. Worse sleep. Tell me about it. A shorter fuse with the people that you love. Tell me about it. Add 9 hours a day sitting at a desk and you're aging faster on top of all of that. You put it down to getting older, but it's not getting older. It's the job. And here's the thing. Somewhere in all of this, there's a voice that keeps good men at their desk long after they should have left. It tells you that you're not quite ready, even when you are. Then another, chasing money that you don't actually need. I know that voice. And it very nearly kept me at my desk longer than it should have. Why? Because it always sounds sensible, doesn't it? That voice talks about being careful and responsible. But careful with your money and careless with your health, well, they're two very different things. Nobody puts your health on that balance sheet. I had to put it there myself. Now here's the thing, and I want to be straight with you here. This is not a blanket message to walk out of every job tomorrow. If you've had a physical job your whole life, hard graft, always on your feet, stopping dead with no plan carries its own risk. Your body's used to moving. Sudden stillness isn't good for it either. If your job is mostly stress rather than physical work, well, the research is clear. Early retirement, done properly, can cut your risk of dying in the next 5 years by over 40%. 42.3 to be precise. Rest does that. Sleep does that. Getting your body out of fight mode does that. And the key word is properly. Not collapsed on the sofa with no purpose, but done with intention. So what did I actually cut? Here's what I did. Well, I sat down and I worked out what I wanted gone from my life. No more meetings that went nowhere. No more small talk that I didn't really care about. No more waiting for one holiday a year to feel like myself again. And then I worked out what I wanted to protect. My health. My family. These walks. My training. Everything else I cut. No middle ground. They're not complicated choices once you've made the decision. It's just choices that most men are too scared to make. So walking away from that job, for me, wasn't slowing down. It was me making the call before the job made it for me. So if you're getting close to that decision yourself, don't treat it like a maths problem. Treat it like protecting the years that you've got left. And whatever you do next, don't slow down.